AH-1Z Viper, but it's colloquially known as the Cobra. Okay,
I've heard that.
It was introduced, yep, so the predecessor, the whiskey variant, was Iraq, Afghanistan, and then mid-2010s is when the Zulu variant was introduced. 200 knots max airspeed. We typically go around at about 140 knots-ish.
Got 2 jet engines? Or?
Correct, yeah, 2 T700G 401Cs. We got number 1 over here on the left, number 2 on the right-hand side. Same engine as the H60. Pretty common engine out of GE. We have 6 stations on these weapons pylons. So
does that mean you can have 3 different on each side? Or?
Yep. So on this station number 1, you put AIM-9. So AIM-9 Mike, the air-to-air, IR, and then stations 2 through 5, we can customize either a rocket launcher, an auxiliary fuel tank, and then you'll see on the other side Hellfire launcher.
Is that left and right side? So 10 total, or?
So 6 total. So
on each side.
1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And then 4, 5, and 6 on the right-hand side.
Wow.
So up to 16 missiles is what we could carry, or realistically we never would, but put 4 19-shot rocket pods on for a total of, what is that, 76?
Why would you not do that? Because overkill, or?
Overkill and weapon to target match, really. So the auxiliary fuel tank gives us about 20 minutes more loiter time, which comes into comes
I bet
pretty.
If you run out of gas, then that's so good.
It, yeah. But particularly the Hellfire is, for most scenarios, a better weapon to target match. It provides a standoff from threat systems, more accurate probability to hit versus unguided rockets. We also have the ability to carry laser guided rockets. So if you look at that gray launcher over there, that is a carrier for laser guided rockets, so precision guided.
So when you say laser, the helicopter would point a laser at a target?
Correct.
And
the seeker
it would follow it?
Correct.
Wow.
So yep,
Are you the pilot of this, or?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I bet the training was pretty crazy.
The training is ongoing and never ends. It's,
because are they constantly evolving, the helicopters, or? So like technology-wise, is that why the training
comes out
always?
Correct. Yeah. But we're really training to the mission sets. Just getting more proficient at, say, for example, close air support, or
so you do mock war situations all the time and all that?
Correct. So week to week we'll do unit level training where we're developing tactical scenarios in which the student will plan to execute that mission. So the whole deal.
Wow. So, I bet this is fun to fly, huh?
It's a good time. We train pretty hard.
What's the range of it?
So we're looking at 2.5 hours of flight time. So about 100 nautical miles ish would give us about a 30-minute time on station. So we're a lot of fuel planning goes into what we're doing with respect to where we're taking off from, getting to whichever objective area we need to train at, and then recovering at a fuel source.
And obviously there's no refueling of these things, right?
No air-to-air refueling.
Because of the rotor blades, right?
So the CH-53 has the ability to air-to-air refuel.
Oh, wow.
The MV-22 Osprey, the CH-47, specific variants of that in the Army have the ability to air-to-air refuel. H-60, but we do not, which comes into play particularly with FARPs, so forward arming and refueling points. Think mini airfield that can be set up in a matter of an hour.
And so you can land, refuel, and go.
Correct. Refuel and rearm really is kind of the. So Iraq, Afghanistan, there were quite a few number of FARPs.
Just a fuel truck and then arm.
Yeah, a lot goes into planning a FARP.
I bet.
Because you also have site security.
Well, it becomes a target immediately, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, please do. Yes.
So have you flown this in battle or?
No. So the Zulu variant has not been in combat.
Okay.
It was introduced to the fleet starting in, I want to say 2016 time frame, plus or minus a bit.
Yeah. And the most, this is the kind where you put your helmet on and wherever you look, the guns go?
Correct. So yeah, we have the ability to slew the gun to our reticle, our attachment on our helmet. We also have the ability to slew the gun off of the, you see the controller on the top portion?
Yeah, that sticks up.
Yeah,
Video game controller.
So that's where it stows.
I love that.
You pull it out, and we have the ability to slew the gun via that.
Does Sony make that for you guys? Probably.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Like the subs.
Yeah.
Or we can just go fixed forward gun, so just directly off the nose, steep dive angle, tight CEP, or impact it.
Wow. And do you have rear protection too if someone's behind you, or just the front?
So all of our ordnance is forward facing, with the exception of the gun. The gun does have traverse left and right and down, which provides the ability to do.
If you had an enemy right behind you, there's not a lot.
No, so we'll fly at a minimum in a section, so 2 aircraft with the -2 aircraft covering lead. So we have tactical maneuvering. We'll train to play into that scenario. For sure.
Wow. What are some of the things you're most excited about when you fly this?
So
as far as
shooting
being a pilot,
unguided rockets is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
A lot of skill. There's a good amount of training and proficiency
to be accurate. So you got to pitch it, and you got
correct. So in the event we're doing a low altitude tactics. So think in the event of radar, like SAM systems. So we'll train to low altitude. So we'll ingress below 200 feet. We're looking at maybe 50 to 100 feet height above the ground.
Wow.
About 130, 140 knots. And then about 1.8 kilometers to 1.6 kilometers, we'll execute a pop. So we'll go about 25 degrees nose up, which keeps the gun in constraints. So we'll
is that about that angle there?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Okay. 45 is pretty steep.
We'll start shooting the gun at 2 kilometers to suppress the target while we're popping. And then we'll climb up and then tip in. So we're looking at about 0.5 to 0.6 Gs on the roll in.
Wow.
And then go nose on the target. And then cease gun and start shooting unguided rockets. And we'll pull off at 0.6 kilometers and pull anywhere from 1.6 to 2.2 Gs on the pull off.
Really?
2.2 would be a bit on the higher end. I don't think I would do that. I typically pull off 1.6 to 1.8 Gs.
This thing produces that much Gs, huh?
Mm-hmm. So we'll get
it's like an F1
shakers.
car.
Yeah. I think they pull more Gs.
Yeah, in corners they do.
But their lateral Gs are quite significant. Our Gs, you don't even have to make maneuver or anything. It's not like fixed wing DFM.
Like that, yeah. Wow. That's really awesome.
So yeah, we're
are these carbon fiber, the blades?
Correct. Honeycomb interior, yep. Very, very light.
Yeah.
I want to say 91 pounds.
Per blade?
Per blade.
Wow. That is very light.
296 revolutions per minute at 100%.
Wow.
But yeah, 2.5 Gs on the upper end, depending on environmentals.
What's
gross weight?
The altitude ceiling on this?
So DA or density altitude 14,000 feet. Above 10,000 feet, we start getting into oxygen requirements.
And thin air for the blades too, right?
Correct. Our VNE also drops. So from 200 knots to 100 knots indicated airspeed at the 10,000 feet. But let's see, we're typically transiting 500 feet AGL, 1,000 feet AGL.
Question: do the rotor blades accelerate, or they stay at one speed?
One speed.
Speed.
So when we're full open on the throttles, 100% NR is what we call it.
Okay.
It's 296.
It's not like a car with a gas pedal. They're always just that speed.
Correct. So when we during startup, engine start, that's when we bring it up to 100%. It takes 10 minutes, 15 minutes-ish from hitting the battery to ready to take off. You can get faster.
I was going to say, in the heat of battle, they'd have to be faster, right?
Correct.
Just no warm-up.
So on the fast end, you're looking at about 6 minutes maybe-ish, depending on pilot proficiency, really, in terms of hitting the buttons right. But it's a very smart aircraft. We have computers that are doing all the fuel flow. So back in the days of OG or original helicopters, it was all manually governed fuel, where hey, you need more power, you introduce more fuel.
Okay.
For us, we're just at one throttle setting, which makes it very, significantly less taxing.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you telling me all this stuff. Educated me quite a lot.
No OPSEC, all unclassified.
And I love your language, because obviously you've been immersed in this a long time.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. So.
Now, like a civilian like me, I'm like, what?
I have to. Yeah. I'm getting better as the day progresses.
This is your duty today, is to show this?
Correct. Yep. So there'll be some other air crew relieving us in the afternoon.
Okay. Are they gonna fly these at all, or no?
No, we won't be a part of the. We'll fly out Monday after the air show.
It'd be cool to watch them.
Thanks, Pendleton. It's fun doing hover work. We'll do pedal turns and do all that stuff. But we're not a part of the air show today.
Okay. But this is your current technology, right?
Correct.
That's what surprises me. I guess. So it is what it is.
Realistically, I mean,
you can't learn a lot by looking at the outside, basically.
Right, and nothing's turned on. Nothing is. Well, certain stuff is classified.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, the model has been, or rather, the aircraft has been around for decades.
Right.
It's not new.
Obviously, it's a good one.
Yeah, they've kept it around.
Are they working on a new upgrade of a complete redesign?
No.
Not that you're aware of?
Not to my, again, I'm not.
Well, I know they have stealth helicopters, right? I've seen those in movies and stuff.
Yeah. I'm not too sure about that world.
Yeah. I bet.
Presumably three-letter agency type stuff.
Yeah.
The light attack contract to replace light attack is, I think, undecided. I'm not
Are these made by Bell, or they are?
Yep.
Wow, so, they've been around a long time.
Yep, factory out of Amarillo, Texas.
Okay.
Yep, it's a good facility. So they also make the Osprey. A lot of civilian helicopters.
So I guess I need to check out the, what did you call it, F-35? That's
F-35.
your latest technology.
From my understanding. I'm not too sure.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to answer any more questions. Talk about that.
You covered a lot. Well, I really appreciate your time telling me all that, because I knew nothing about this.
No, yeah, it's a good platform.
Well, that was awesome. Talking to the pilot of this and getting all the details. He gave me so many details, I was a little surprised, but hey, he knows what's classified and not. But that was amazing. Talking to the actual pilot of that helicopter was awesome. Let's see what else we can find now.